Since ancient times, the existence of bays can be found in moments throughout history. The power of Beyblades have been used to change the course of rivers and oceans.
If you've been on Twitter for the last week, you know that there has been a random resurgence of one of my favorite childhood series of all time. Yes, I'm talking about Beyblade, predominantly the Metal Fight Saga, so I thought what better way to end the year than to talk about Beyblade, specifically RYUGA. Now, if you don't know what Beyblade is, what are you doing? After you finish watching this video, start watching Beyblade. People in the anime community talk about series that are absolutely insane, like Baki and JoJo's, for example. You've all seen the memes, and this year specifically, the JJK foolishness was different. If you've not heard the words, "Nah, I'd win," at least once this year, you don't have internet. Even further, this series has characters like Sukuna, who was undoubtedly the best anime antagonist of the year. He was on demon time at every waking moment. But before Sukuna, before any of these other characters who stood on business, there was RYUGA. This is who they are speaking about when the four-letter word is being spoken, because RYUGA had aura. He's introduced and immediately makes the MC Jinga look like fodder. And these two already have beef, because in the past, Jinga's dad tried to stop RYUGA from obtaining the forbidden reverse rotation Bay Lightning El Drago, but he loses the battle, and RYUGA snatches this man's headband like someone would snatch your chain after beating the bricks off you. Adding more insult to injury, RYUGA uses the headband to shine his Beyblade. Imagine somebody beats you up, they snatch your chain, and then literally spit on your face afterwards. At that point, the man has to die. And that's how Jinga was moving after RYUGA packed up his dad. And RYUGA doesn't even care about Jinga, he's simply disappointed. He's begging for Jinga to get back up. He's like, "Bro, I just hit you with one haymaker, why are you tapping out?" But the best thing about RYUGA is just how unserious he is, because what he says to Jinga next is absolutely disgusting.
"I'll say it 1,000 times, your father couldn't cut it! If the parent isn't tough enough, then what do you think the son will be like?"
He told his biggest op, "I packed up your daddy and he's a fraud." But I'm not surprised, because a son of a bum must be a bum. So get on your knees and catch this hit just like he did. This was the original low tier god. He said, "Your entire bloodline was doing tricks on it and you still couldn't win. You're washed. Pack it up. You're cooked." This man RYUGA just continues to troll Jinga, absorbing his power and then immediately neg-diffing him. And the crazy thing is that Jinga gets a rage Zenkai boost during this fight, which in most series would result in the MC getting the dub, but not in Beyblade. There's just a disgustingly large gap between Jinga and RYUGA that looks like bullying. And until the rematch, for the rest of the season, RYUGA just bodying people all for the love of the game. That's why I love RYUGA, because he's just so unserious. Plus the English dub just enhances the character even further. The line delivery from Carmen Melville is perfect. You can tell that they are having the time of their life playing the character.
Using El Drago's attack power to counterattack was clever. I'll give you credit for that. But only for that. Yeah, just for that.
Like, this whole series is ridiculous. RYUGA gets jumped by people who are whipping out their Beyblade like it's an AA-12 with a switch. Like, red lights is crazy, dog. Bro had the SWAT team of the Beyblade verse on his head, but the GOAT stands tall. The way people talk about LeBron is the way I talk about RYUGA, because he throws his Beyblade on the battlefield and proceeds to steal the spin of his opponents and destroys them. This move was something you could do with the Beyblade in real life because it had rubber areas on it, and even when he wasn't stealing the spin of other Beyblades, he was obliterating people with Kamehamehas.
Imaginary technique. Purple.
He did one shorty so bad she got PTSD for the rest of the series. Never battled again. Anytime this man would appear in her area, she would start tweaking out. This Beyblade stuff was that serious. People were dying or getting near death over a battle between spinning tops. People were getting jumped in the streets over this. They were on different timing in Beyblade. Kyoya versus RYUGA, for example, which was the original Gojo versus Sukuna, but that fight is so crazy I feel it deserves its own separate video. Later on in the series, RYUGA even fights God, man. He fights God, bro. Again, this series was more insane than Baki, and I love it. It's simply a series that is so unserious and cranks up the stakes to new heights every time that it blows my mind. It's very similar to Dragon Ball in that aspect. So please, if you haven't experienced the peak that is Beyblade, I hope this video intrigued you enough to start the series without feeling that you've been spoiled on the entire show already. But if you want to see more nostalgic Beyblade content on the channel, spam that like button, because this video is more of a test run to see if y'all are interested in the Beyblade lore. Also, thank you all for the amazing support support on this channel this year. In just 4 months, the growth on this channel has been insane. I appreciate that you'll take the time out of your day to watch my content, and I managed to make some of you laugh. I'll continue to keep pushing going into the next year so that I can surpass your expectations. I'm locked in. And if you're someone that enjoys anime content that keeps it real, consider subscribing so when I hit 10K, you can brag about being a day one. I gotta get back in the kitchen to cook. Peace.